What's up guys, Cloudie here, checking in with another episode of Dragon Raja, and today I'm gonna talk about stats because this game has a lot of them and you receive them through all sorts of different ways and measures and bonuses, so it's a mess really. When you first look at it, you have like no idea what is what and what you should get and how you should get them, so we're just gonna quickly look at what is what and how it works. So if you click on your avatar on the top left corner, you will see your name, your level, a number for yourself, and the rating. Now this rating is actually your combat rating, which comes from all your stats combined, and the game will sometimes recommend you what kind of combat rating you should have in order to be able to tackle a certain boss. Now, moving on, we have of course health, which is fairly normal or speaks for itself. The one thing that doesn't speak for itself is this part which says stored. This basically means like you can drink potions but in advance, and when you take damage after you get out of combat, then using your pool of stored HP you will heal up. So basically this is like drinking healing potions but in advance, and you can only get them or you can only use them outside combat. But you get these potions themselves from various quests and rewards, so they are quite common, pretty easy to store up on health. You see I have a lot here, and this is my actual health, so I have quite a lot of it. Now moving on, XP, obviously what you use for leveling up. Now the interesting part that you can also use or store XP, which is kind of strange, and if you look at it you can see that there is you can retrieve XP to gain stored XP. Okay, you can retrieve XP when you're doing various events, but I'm not quite sure how that exactly works yet. But you can go into a menu and click retrieve, which will cost you some gold. I'm not sure how the stored XP itself works yet. Anyway, there is a server level, which means like the average level of the server, and if you are under that you are getting normal amounts of XP, while if you are above that you will receive reduced amounts of XP when you are doing stuff. So right now this is 60, I'm level 57, so I will be getting normal XP, but tomorrow it should actually rank up, so it means people above 60 will be able to advance faster again. This is also interesting because solo XP, which is basically what you get from certain quests and doing stuff, is limited per day, so you can't really go past a certain level, which is really weird. Also there are some limitations, like if you are above the main quest by like 5 levels, then it's reduced amounts. So yeah, strange, a bit strange. Today I actually for the first time hit the XP cap, so I've been sitting around doing like nothing and just chatting and walking around or using my vitality. Now vitality is used for career actions. I'm not sure, it doesn't give you any info on it, but basically the game also has careers, like you can become a superstar or a chef, and there are other kinds of things, and you can use your vitality when you are doing those. Like you can train, or you can learn to sing, or you can learn to cook, and that all costs you vitality. Now you can also create grimoires, which you can turn in for vitality, it seems. I went to this NPC and it did nothing for me, so I'm not quite sure what exactly it does. You can also exchange it for 1,000 gold, which is really not much, but so far I'm not having issues with gold. Again, that might be something that will be a problem later on in the game. And yeah, so doing all sorts of activities listed here will give you vitality. So yeah, this is like another mechanic in the game. I have tried using some, but since I was XP capped, I just stopped burning it for the time being. Now let's go to the stats themselves. So this is your main page of stats, and basically, because I'm a Blade Master, for me physical attack is my main damage skill. So this is already marked with an M, which is like main, I guess. So, and it's also mentioned here that Blade Master is a physical class and is not affected by magic attack. So even though I do have some magic attack, it does nothing for me, but physical attack is one of my main damage dealing numbers. Now, there is physical and magic defense. Of course, these are kind of self-explanatory. It reduces the damage you take. Now AP. I really want to know what AP is. Attack power, maybe? But basically it says that the attacks partially ignore target defense, dealing additional damage. So the more you have, the more damage you ignore. It's not really explained in detail, but yeah, they say that through bloodlines, which is one of your sort of talent setup, you can get greatly increased ignored damage from AP. I haven't really seen this one yet, or maybe I missed it. But this is also one of the recommended stats for Blade Master, so it's good to look out for what the game recommends you until we have like proper builds. Moving on, skill cooldown reduction, CDR. Useful, especially because you only have like a couple skills, so being able to use more of them is really useful, I think. I really like this stat, so I want to stack up more of it. Exactly how much it reduces for this one, again, not shown anywhere in the game, so right now we can't tell yet. When I will have more info on these, I will definitely update the guide to let you guys know. Now here you can see that it says smite level twice, and that is because this is actually critical level or crit chance. And here in the description it also says increases chance for all attacks to deal extra damage. So that's like just an issue here on the display. And right next to it is critical resistance level. So basically your chance of avoiding crits. Kinda easy to understand. Okay, crit damage. The extra damage you deal when you crit. Again, not really a terribly complicated skill. Now, multi-strike. This is one of the Blade Master's special abilities. It means that you can, I think it can trigger on your skills too, but I'm not quite sure. It means that you do extra attacks while you are doing your attacks. It's displayed with like a blue number, so basically more hits. I guess it makes you more bursty at times and increases your damage in general, so not so bad having some. Hit level, this increases your chance to hit your target. Dodge level increases your chance to avoid target. Let's go on. Smite level increases damage dealt to other players, so that's a PvP stat. And there is toughness, which says increases damage taken from other players. Now, I would have thought that toughness actually reduces the damage you take, but I'm not quite sure how that works. I haven't received any PvP gear yet, so can't quite comment. Now, if you click on this exclamation mark, you will see what each stat does, or each of the main stats. And again, this has like recommendations from the game for your class. For me, Constitution adds a lot of HP and defense and crit resistance. There is Strength, which adds again HP, a lot of physical attack and AP. Int doesn't really do anything for me. It gives some multi-strike, but it's not really a stat that I would pursue on this character. There is Dexterity, which adds a decent amount of health, physical attack, crit chance, and multi-strike. So Dexterity is actually not bad. And there is INS, which is Insight, and this again adds health, physical attack, AP, and CDR. So Insight is actually a really good stat. I need more of this, because it's really low for me. Now these are the basic stats, because when you go to Advanced, there is a whole lot of more other stats here as well. There is a set of elemental attacks. Blade Masters can use fire attacks, so that's what I have here. It increases my fire-based skill damage. I cannot use any other of these skills or any other elements, so that doesn't do anything for me. I don't have any of them. Now there is elemental type defenses: fire, water, earth, wind. Haste level increases your movement speed. Healing bonus increases your healing effect. So quite normal. PvP stats are a separate category. Now I have no idea what delay is, but there is a stat for increasing its duration inflicted, and there is a stat for delaying the duration that you receive. I guess it maybe delays the skill activations that you have. I'm not quite sure. Let me guys know if you know. I would be interested. Slow, down, freeze. These are kinda self-explanatory, so this makes you slow in movement. Down is a knockdown. Freeze would just freeze you in space or place. Bound, I guess that makes you stop from moving again. Aerial, that would be when you are knocked into the air, because that's a skill that you can do. Actually, Blade Masters have that too. And then there is Petrify, which just freezes you into stone. Then there are some other stats as well. PK. Now PK is player killing, so your minimum value is 0. It can go up to 500. Everyone who has at least one PvP value will be indicated in red. Their name will be showing up in red, and they receive a penalty. This means that they get this blood blowback debuff that reduces their attack damage and increases their damage taken. And the higher your PvP value, the stronger this debuff gets on you. But it doesn't do anything in battlefields and dungeons. If you are attacking peaceful players, then it will increase your PvP value. Yeah, and then they say again that the penalty increases with this. If you wait in hostage areas, which I'm not sure again what hostage area is, then your PvP value will reduce. So every 5 minutes you will lose 1 point. Now if you have 500 points, you will have to stand around for a long time. Another mode that you can switch to, and I will quickly show this. So this is where you can select which mode you want to use. Let's just go out. But I'm trying not to hit actually a PvP mode now. So peaceful mode is when you just run around and try to hit things, but you can be attacked. So just because you are in peaceful mode doesn't mean that you are not participating in world PvP. Okay, so yeah, it warns you that if you enter this rage mode, then you will be able to attack other players. But I don't want to turn that on because I'm not looking to PvP now. And yeah, so Berserk, where you will do that. If you are attacked, then automatically you will attack back, so that's a good thing. Now there is coolness and warmth, which means whether you are feeling hot or cold. I haven't really seen this change yet, but it can due to weather, I guess. Happiness, for some reason I'm dejected, and I should buy stuff from the specialty shop to increase this. Again, no info whether this does anything or not. Fullness, my character is hungry as hell. I tried feeding her and she didn't receive anything, so maybe I should have eaten more. So yeah, these are the main stats. Then this is already coins you can earn for doing various things, so this isn't really tied to your stats themselves. Now what gives you stats? Obviously, raising these stats that you have here will increase your stats respectively. You can have titles, which will, you see, activating. This one will give me physical attack and magic attack, or you can get defense. There are quite a few. You can look around what they each give, and a lot of them do not give attributes actually, but there are some that do, and you can get them for points or reaching certain things, so that's quite interesting. Now of course the main source of your stats will be your gear, which you can see on the left here. Opening up an item, you can see it has a rating, which means its basic value. It has some base stats. In my case this is HP, attack and defense, And then there are random stats which have color codes. It can go from white to, I haven't really seen better than purple yet, but I think there is a legendary color as well. So that's probably higher level gear. And then there is a set bonus. Now the random stats can have 6 of them, but you cannot have duplicates. So for instance, I have insight here, so I cannot have another line of insight, but I can have other type of stats here. And the way to obtain these is to transfer stats from another gear. So for instance, I have my pants here, which are level 40, has some base stats, defense and attack and HP, and then there are a bunch of random stats. And interestingly, you can see what your maximum stat is here. And now if I take some other pants, I can say transfer stats. Now in this case I can't, because the pants I'm using are only level 40, while these pants that I wanted to transfer the stats from are only level or are level 50, and from a lower level item you can transfer stats from a higher level item to a lower level item. And interestingly, even though this is blue, the stats are lower. Or I mean, even though it's higher level but it's blue, the stats are lower than on the purple one. So that's a bit meh. But if I want to show you how it works, I can equip this, and then I can check, like I could transfer. Now you can see this is the maximum roll, so it allows me to override the stats on this one, and I could transfer also my insight from this one, for which I would need to select this stat. If I want, I can also overwrite an existing stat, but that's a different thing. So basically, as you collect gear, when you have like a maxed out item, you can try and transfer stats to it to get your gear build. Getting gear is kind of rare. You can hunt dragons for it, but basically, and there are some random chests and stuff that give you these things, but that's pretty much how you get gear so far. I'm not swimming in gear, it's mostly just rewards that I have been getting from here and there, but I should probably hunt more dragons, because that would help. Now, on top of your items and your stats there, you can also increase your stats in various ways. Now, I'm not gonna go through these separately now, because they are really, they would be worth their own video really. You can have allies, you can have your vehicles, you can have your pets, and you can have your core, which is like gems, and they will all affect your stats. So it is complicated, and then of course the skill system itself is another thing. But yeah, this is basically how the stats work. I'm still learning them myself, so I hope that I covered everything and didn't give you any wrong information. If you guys have ideas what these all are and how else to raise them, let me know. Also, if you would like to know anything else about the game, I will try to answer them as best as I can. But I think that's been it for this video now. Thank you guys for watching, and Cloudie out. See you in the next video. Bye bye.